I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is November 5th, Wednesday, 2025. I hope you had a good day today. So, like we talked about yesterday, playa, we talked about coming down, sweeping that. Go watch yesterday's video. I know the videos are long, I'm sorry, but you know what? We talking real shit over here. So, anyways, sweep that all-time high right there, and then get into that imbalance. I've got this highlighted here, and you can see I'm coming down into that negative 3.5 to 4 with this range that I got depicted here, and we pretty much seal this whole imbalance. Hit that negative 3, almost miss it. We miss it by a fucking tick. Didn't matter. I was lucky to be. I don't trade Asia. Okay, I don't trade Asia, but I'm gonna show you this because of the fact that, and this is a 3-minute chart right here. So what happened was, is I'm at dinner. I'm sitting with my wife, we're chilling, and I'm like, okay, well, this little shift of structure here makes a low, shifts above, right? I'm gonna show you on a 1 minute it's better, but on the 3-minute, because I wanted to fit everything on the screen, you can see you got this down candle on the 3-minute. You can see that my entry is pretty much 50% of that, right? And when it shifts above this right here, obviously shifts above, you get the drives up, and then you get the drives down. 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually took 2 losses initially. I took once it rated this low, because I look at this as like, I always say this all the time. If you go watch yesterday's video, I said this price action right here. I said I want to see something like that. If you recall, right? If you remember that, this right here. See this right here? Doesn't this look exactly the same? I said this yesterday. Just fucking beautiful. Can't make this up, right? And I'm not, follow me because I'm a hindsight trader. Oh, please. Okay, this is me telling you what's happening, and then this is me executing it. There's no discussion. So anyways, I take this because what? I'm a little antsy. Flat out, I'm just a little impatient because I know we're coming up here, right? Take a loss there, and then I take another fucking loss right here, right? Because it comes down with 2 more candles. I'm like, oh, okay, motherfucker. Let me go to the 1 minute so you can see it, because otherwise you're not really gonna, I want you to see what I'm talking about right here. So I set up like a double bottom as well, right? So right here you can see that on the 1 minute it's this shift right here, and this is pretty much an inversion here. So all right, so this tags in and breaks it and starts to pop up. Doesn't keep going, so I know it's failing. It fails. Do it again. I'm trying to get this, because I'm not trying to sit here and trade all day. I don't trade Asia, okay, and the amount of trades that I've ever traded Asia in a year is very slim. But obviously yesterday was a great day to trade Asia, and I was like, so let me get this shit, right? So just luck, if you want to call it luck. I wasn't as busy, and, I happened to see the shift of structure, and then I'm like, all right, let me try to catch it. So once it raids again, I get in, right? And basically to keep this really simple, here's this last down candle, right? So we're tagging that, and that's really the point. And then guess what? It shifts up, and then it's gone. Once I saw this, I didn't really look at the screen anymore, on my phone even. I just stopped watching because I know where we're going. So let's go back to the fire, buddy. So anyways, that's that 3-minute. And what am I doing? Well, again, we got to push up here. We get 1, 2, 3, and a failed drive. We're underneath that daily gap. So when the daily opened, it gapped down, it opened here. Then they pushed up here, made a high. Okay, and then it came back down. It never came back down. And I wasn't watching the price at this moment. I was actually in the gym. But and then coming home to get dinner and all that stuff. But another moment, I talked about sealing that gap, right? So that's going to be this gray one here. Beautiful. So, and I knew I could have held it, but I was like, no, I'm fucking good, content. So anyways, I'm holding it here. And what am I doing here? Well, I wake up, right, first of all, and the price is here. So I'm like, okay, let's clear this liquidity here, right? Let's clear this liquidity because it's equal highs here. And then I want to clear the outside of this gap. Why? Because they made that high of the current day, right? So and you know, they love to go outside the gaps. I say this all the time, and you'll see it in this video. And that's what I'm doing here. Why did I take this out right here? And I didn't want to squeeze it to mess up the picture. I got out here. Why did I get out here? Because I'm gonna get back in. I know how to get back in, right? That's me screenshotting it right here. Why did I do it this way? Why did I do that? Well, because I'm securing profit, number one. Number two, the dump and pump is coming. This is a classic buy day already. It's a manipulation down from the open and then push up. This is going to be a good buy day. Why? Because we had a big, stupid bearish day, right? And obviously for what I drew. So me, letting the price, and I was thinking about selling this back down. I was like, nah, just let fucking 930 open, see what's going on. So 930 opens up, fake move up here. This is just 3 drives. So from this high, so look at the range here. From here, I didn't draw it, but right here, from that low that we made at 6 o'clock to this high where I get out, right? If you retrace it back, that's 50% right there, right? So I expect a retracement and then an expansion back, right? And in that retracement, look at the drives. We'll start with the 930. See how it pops up? That's retracement 1, comes down. That's retracement 2, pushes down. That's retracement 3. That's 3 drives. And then they fucking come with one more, just for good measure, just to sell the idea that it's selling, right? So how did I do this? Well, besides letting it do that, okay, to the left of the range, and you're in that range right here. So in this range, where is liquidity and an imbalance? You got equal lows right here. Yes, that guy took that guy out, but this is still considered kind of equal lows in the conversation. You see this has this candle here. Beautiful. It's a breakout area. It's an imbalance with liquidity, and X marks the spot. Look where they tagged the 50 originally, and I took some losses today. So you know this, you're gonna take losses. Even on my best days, I still somehow maybe take a loss. Have I ever not took a loss before? Yeah, but it's kind of rare. But the thing is that when I'm sniping, you know, they know people like me, and they're out here, right? And this tags it, comes up. Here's the first imbalance of the day, by the way. And then we have the opening range gap. So we were opening in a discount, and I'm only trying to buy in a discount. When it pushed up here, all right, it sealed it, all right, and then you got the drive. So anyways, you come to this 1 minute imbalance. This is a 1 hour, so I didn't want to draw too much on the chart, okay? There. That's a 1 hour imbalance. Let me go to the 1 minute. Let me put this, because it was then it refined to a 15 minute. Then it got refined to a 1 minute. So just so you can see this, okay. So we have this imbalance here on the 1 hour. That's what it looks like on the 1 hour. Okay, where are we at? Okay. That's what it looks like on the 1 hour. Okay, then I refined it to a 15 minute. This is what I did yesterday for that sell, but in a bearish sense. Okay, here. And if you're wondering which one are you supposed to be doing, you know, it's semantics, to be honest. So that's a 15 minute. Look at the body sitting there on the 15 minute. I know what's going on here. I know what it's doing. Right? Let me do this. God, I gotta make this short. But it's such a great video. It's gonna be such a great video. And then that's the 15 minute, and that's sufficient. But then I'm over here and I'm trying to refine it, and that's me refining it with the gap included right there. See that? Breakout area. Come right in. We tagged the 50 there. We come a little bit below. And I was thinking, what's it going to come into this guy right here, this little one right here, the 7:17 in the morning instead of this 7:18? That's all it needed. Point is, price is down here now. We're in a discount. If we do the range, I shouldn't even have to do this. You'll see 50% right there. Don't get lost with all this. God, this is how I make shit fucking long. Let me do this. Okay. See that? So in that range, remember, I already had this low to high and we retraced. Okay, this retrace, that's also a 50. It's perfect. And by the way, I didn't highlight it, but there's this imbalance right here. This balanced price range, but this right here. This, whatever time that is. I can't even think straight. But if I was to highlight this imbalance, see how that has no wick, this 2200? See, it has no wick right there? We're tagging that. And when I saw that and I woke up here, I'm like, oh, we're fucking golden. That's a classic buy day signature here. And then you can see here, this is the range. And then I just explained all that. Man, let me keep going, bro. All right. So, there's that. And then here you can see that first imbalance. So we push up. Now, when we push up this high, this isn't a lower high to then break through and come down more. This is a classic bullish day, and the seasonality is now calling for it. Like, they've already done the damage here. And look at the -3. Did I show that already? Did I? Right there. See the -3? Right there? Look to the right. Miss it by a tick. Do we seal it? I don't want to drag all this. You see that? Look how close we seal that, right? So, we have that going for ourselves underneath, which is that daily imbalance that we've talked about. We're also tagging, here's more perfection right there. This guy, this last down count, look at that. Now that's perfect. You ain't going to tell me that's not perfect. Look at that. Come on. So anyways, me understanding all that, and then, beautiful. So let me go back to this. So when this pushes up, when I say this, just like this price action here, it's fractal. Low, once it makes a low and then it makes a high, you're going to buy the first higher low. So you're going to let it come down and buy that higher low. This is the same shit right here. So makes a low, makes a high, comes down for a higher low. Now, when it was coming down this deep, I was like, oh, fuck, what's going on? Let's go. But I knew this was going to hold. Look, pay attention to the gap in the background. Look how we snipe outside of it. This is on purpose. They're doing that on purpose. So when they push up here, squeeze out, the sellers here, and then and they're trying to sell the idea of more selling. That's what they're trying to do. And then we push down. I got this imbalance highlighted here, and then that first imbalance there, and then that last down candle open. And then obviously there, we tick it, and then we wick up. So we close strong here. I'm like, perfect. We're good, right? We're in the mix. Now, I don't expect no one on the internet is going to show you this entry. I can just guarantee that, right? Because they're a lot more conservative. Me, I'm a lot more aggressive, just flat out. There's no other way to put that. But it pushes up and then it comes into there. Some will enter there. Where's the next entry here? Where would be the next entry here? Well, most don't even know about the first imbalance, but if they did, they'll see that. But what's really the next entry? See this bullish imbalance here? So this last down, this down candle right here. See, here's your confirmation for normal conservative traders, or it doesn't have to be conservative. It's the way you should do it. But when you push up here and you retrace back, that's the last down candle. But you don't have confirmation of it going up yet until what? Until this next down candle pushes up. Well, I'm sorry. This down candle, the next one pushes up, and then it comes back in it. I call it a propulsion block or whatever. So meaning, when you have these two down candles, these two order blocks, the next one, you'll see majority of it be wicks in that body coming. But look, notice how it comes right to that fucking first imbalance. That's an inversion right there too, right? But that's a very key inversion, right? Obviously, it's the first imbalance. So the next entry is here, right here. Let me move it more. And the high of that down candle digs in it, and then you can see the bodies now. Look how it takes off. This one takes off from that bullish imbalance. I mean, this is fucking like beautiful, bro. You know, who's got a mark like this? I mean, there's some do. But whatever. And then what am I doing? Obviously, so I have the projections here. I have the two projections. I have that one right there. This is the retracement there. And then I'm highlighting this retracement that we made when I got out here. And then we made the low here. I'm retracing that. Look where -1 for this retracement is. Right there. Look where the -1 for this one is. Oh, it's the same fucking level. Wow. That's mathematics, ain't it? That's perfect. So I have the PM session first imbalance from yesterday. I didn't draw that yesterday or even talk about it, but there it is. And I using that. It's by the 50 of the gap here. And then this is the 930s right here. And then that's the 930 level, obviously, right? And then there's the first standard deviation of the Asia range. And then here's 101.5 here. Here's 101.5 here. And then here's 2 to 2.5 here. And then there's a 2 right there. Now that I've said that, I understand I can go much higher, but I want to secure profit. And number two, because I've already caught all of this right here, I was a lot more conservative after this trade. If I had never caught this from the bottom and fucking took it out right there, then I probably would have held it longer and much higher. But no need. Super content. So anyways, what am I, now that I mentioned the targets here, and my targets are very specific. When you look at other people's charts and on the internet or whatever, they don't have all this. And that might be a good thing in a way for them so they don't get too much blinded. And for me, sometimes it's, it's like analysis paralysis, but at the same time, I'm used to it and it's not I'm good. I want to see algorithmic levels. So when I'm circling this, these are very specific. So this is the first circle, second one, and the third one. The first one's obviously the 50% of that gap. Number two, it's also nested with that PM session imbalance, and this was a lower high, so there's liquidity there. That's what this circle is right here. So some people, their view is so myopic that they just see this. Oh, it's buy side. It's the high. I'm going to take it out when it gets there. Well, no, because first of all, this is a classic buy day. If you're trying to play it safe and just take it out right there, okay, that's fine. But that's not. We're expanding. We didn't come up here and do all this just so we can just turn around, right? So you're cutting your profits too early. So this is why I'm showing this. But I'm skipping this. What's my next one? Obviously, the 75%, the top one, right? And then obviously there's some liquidity there as well. And then at this point, once I reach this target, I'm scaling this. I'm squeezing the shit out of it. It's a beautiful fucking trade. Why wouldn't I take this? I'm on an overbought. Hey, I've already caught this. Be good. Beautiful. What happens next? Okay, so you see me get out right here. Here's an imbalance here, and here's an imbalance here. And what we do is when I get out here, it pops up and it never hits the -1. But this is before all this happens, so just follow me. This -1's here, and I know we're going to hit that -1. So what did it do? When I got stopped out, this retraced back into here. I was like, oh, beautiful. I'm going to buy this. I bought this, and it came straight to my what? My third circle right here. But you don't see that trade. I'm not showing that trade. Why? Because I managed it poorly. I got to this area and I was going to start squeezing, but then the way it fucking closed and I was looking at another screen and blah, 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 the price ended up coming down here. I was like, fuck. And then the body started coming and closing underneath. And then pretty much I stopped out of profit, but it just stopped me out. Then I took a loss here because it came back into this imbalance. Okay. And then it pretty much sealed it. And I saw this gap here and I was like, all right, perfect. There's a little volume imbalance right there. So I bought it again here. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's go up. It didn't. It stopped at the 25% in the background. See that in the background? See, it stopped right there and rejected. And I was like, fuck me. So loss. Cool. No big deal. Guess what? My losses are very small. Okay, you have to understand that. They're very small. So anyways, what did it do? Shot right to the 50. Bro, you can't make that shit up. Now you're not going to find nobody with this trade on the internet. This shot right down to, why do I say that? Because they don't have this on their chart. And if they do, they don't have it quoted and they're not really looking. I mean, whatever. I ain't going to get into it. But this shot down. Here's an imbalance right here. That's also a little breakout area. It missed that last down candle, which was totally fine. Algorithmically, if you watch price, it snapped to it. I mean, that's not fucking buyers and sellers doing that. So when it tagged it, I fucking pushed that bitch. Done. And then this next candle dips in, perfect, and takes off. Where am I going? I want to get to that first imbalance of the AM session yesterday. And I'm trying to get out above this stupid. Now you see me highlighting another circle, right? Obviously, because here I dropped the ball a little bit, but okay, no big deal. And then I got up to here. Now you see it tags the bottom of that first imbalance of yesterday. Tags it to the tick. And then I'm trying to trail it aggressively. Great trade. This is a fucking great trade. Now we're coming right back to this area right now, by the way, as we're speaking. Huh. Look at that. You see how it's coming right back to this area? Why? Because this is algorithmic. This is from, see that shit? So let me go back to this fire, bro. So I'm taking this and I'm trying to get up here and I'm squeezing it. Done. So it's just buy 1, buy 2, and I could have went for a buy 3, but I was like, nah. And then at this point I have this circle here. Why? Because the -5 right here, the 1.5, I'm sorry, the -1.5. And then I have coupled with this 1 standard deviation up here of the Asia range. And then I have the 930 level purposely. That's what this circle is. I'm encapsulating those 3 levels. 930, first standard deviation, 1 standard deviation, and then that -5. So I'm trying to get to that. And I know we're going to go up to that. But when I take this out, I'm like, okay, fuck off. I'll scale back. I'll get back in one more time. And this is where, this is where I get content. So I stopped out right here. What does it do? It retraces back into this bullish imbalance. And then these 3 down candles. See that? See the bodies respecting that order block right there? Last 3 down demand block right there. See that? Bodies pushed in the 50%. This is also the 25% of the gap. Okay? So I'm back in. I tap in. So we get this down candle, and then the next one raise it. As soon as it raises it and coming up, I'm pushing it. Right? And then guess what? We push up. And then every single one of these down candles are supposed to support price going up, right? If we're going up. So you see me doing that. Now, what did it do here? Boom. It tagged the top and came outside of the gap. And it happened so fast. And I was fucking looking at something. I think I was even on my phone. And then I was like, you motherfucker. So I was like, damn, dude. So I ended up trailing it. And then I let it came back. This is my last resort, this candle. It needs to see how it comes back into this candle. See how it comes into there, comes into there, comes into there, comes into there. Boom. Now I'm getting a body outside and I'm trying to get into here. And I end up squeezing up. And then this turns around and it just squeezes me out. And I'm done. Why? It's about to be London close. Again, if I did not capture this entire trade here, I would have been looking for more buys. But I was just super content and I wanted to chill, and I was just very, very happy with the day. So beautiful day, actually. And that was that. So if you take a look what happened afterwards, look at the mess it starts to create, but it's okay. I'm not afraid of it. So buy 1. So these 2 drives here, all right, no big deal. And then that's your retrace. Here's your drives up. 3 drives. All right. You see me get out on that candle right there and it reversed. Stopped me out. Then what did it do? Then it's retracing back. Where did it retrace to? Right back to here. So you can see the body sitting there, hair outside the line. And there's the 25%. That's very important because it's laying on it. Look at the 15-minute. Look at the 15-minute. See that right there? See that right there? See how it's laying on it? So that's what this is. But I told myself, I'm like, bro, we haven't got to these levels up here. I'm like, buy it. But I was like, nah, I'm kicking back. And a little piece of me was pissed that I was like, bro, fuck your being content. I'm like, you're here to trade it. It's a beautiful day. It's going up. And I left it alone. So there was a little piece of me that was just like irritated. Even though, can you imagine having an amazing day like this and still being irritated? This is what trading does. But you have to be aware of that. You have to know yourself, right? And we can get into all that another time. But point is, this is buy one, retrace. Buy two, retrace. This, when it pops up like this and gets to that down candle, closes up. It's just, now, not notice, it's just consecutive bullish candles closing, right? And boom, they come right to my area. They did that on purpose. But then it fans, right? So then it becomes, so buy one, buy two. This is the push up, buy three, retrace. And then here it's like, buy four, retrace. Buy five, retrace. Buy six, retrace. Buy seven, finale. Sink. Right? Come right back to wipe out all that. And the reason why I also was like, leave this alone here was because of something like this. But the reason why that's a flawed logic is because of the fact that this is still early in the day. It's still early. It's still early. And a classic buy day, we're still pushing up. This is pretty deep, but this is average. This is normal. And then also, if you look at the 4 hour, when we got up here, I was like, well, what if this up candle holds price and it rolls over? I said, just walk away, right? So that's just kind of how this happened. And notice how we got into this 2 to 2.5. And this is why I was mad at myself, because I was like, okay, duh. Well, bro, you came into the 1 to 1.5 where once we get there, we're retracing, they're accumulating. Then we're going to get to this 2 to 2.5, right? Excuse me. And then you could see this also -2 here. So this would be like, so forget this. This would be more like the minimum goal to hold it up. Why? Because this is kind of like also more of a higher time frame scenario. But anyways, the point is that you have to understand what I'm saying to know what I'm saying. To be honest, I'm not going to go into it. But and then that's that, man. So it's like I'm gonna miss something here before I move on. Oh, I didn't do the PM session. I gotta fucking go. Come on, bro. Go, buddy. Let's see here. So this guy right here. Hold on. What's the close here? Close 833.25. Open 833.75. All right, so there's a gap right there. And that looks like a gap too. And today's Wednesday, so these are important. Mondays and Wednesdays, and the beginning of the month. Come on. Keep going. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely say that. Look at this right here. Selling off from it, coming right to here. Man, beautiful, man. Beautiful. Because this is also a breakout area. So we're pushing up, but we're still not really going anywhere. And then you see this. So once this becomes a support, and then they push down. This down candle right here, this 1127, it holds for the rest of the day, right? You see that? So support comes right back. Support fans up, right? Classic birdie day, and that's why they're hunting that, because this is a decision that people are making. Like, yo, I'm buying this. It's a pretty big retrace for, man. I don't know, man. What a move, But when you're seeing all this, it's like, dude, now they're doing it in the power hour, of course, and then they love to fucking do that. But I'm not going to sit here all day. But look at that, and you could just waited all day and sold that right there. Comes underneath, sold that again. This up candle. I'm not going to draw it. Liquidity, where? Look at these guys right here. Nice sell model. And I'm going to talk too much. Let me erase this. Actually, let me drag it. Now let's take a look at this. Because I just took that. That's the high, that's the low. So don't get lost. Let me make it thicker. Okay. So let me make it thicker. When it came down here, we're popping up. The best buys are going to be underneath that quadrant, right? At this range is being respected. And And look where the quadrant is, and look where 930 took off from. So let me do this. I know this might look like a lot of shit. Just hold on. See this? It's over here. Let me do this. I'll be doing too much. See this right here? Look to the right. See how we take off? Look where the 930 settlement is. So we take off from there, right here, right? From that quadrant. The point of what I'm saying is it's underneath that quadrant, and where's an imbalance underneath that quadrant? And this is what this is. Notice we came to an obviously equilibrium would be also a good target on the upside here when this buy to come up here. This is pretty deep. Whatever. Let me see. And then, oh, by the way, look where the price came to. Look where it came to. It missed Friday's low, but it came to last Thursday. See, look to the right. So I made that decision when I sold there. I made that decision based off of these things. That's why they're hunting that. Now, if we're in a normal economy, we're still going to go up. But this, not taking that out, not a good look. It's a lower high, and this is still a retracement. We could still retrace another low. I just don't see that. We've already came here. But it's coming down, though. But we'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But let me move this. Come on, bro. I gotta go, dog. So much more I want to talk. Again, we could talk for days here. You know what I'm saying? But let me, motherfucker, come on. Just move that out, man. Okay. Come on. So 31, man. I gotta go. So we've accomplished this. We pushed up. Look how we came to that low that we broke, right? 50%. Now, here's another opportunity to take another buy, right? So we had drive 1, drive 2, and then that was like the drive 3 I was thinking about. But came from the oversold to the overbought. Okay, that's also nice. That's why I was a little irked that I didn't hold it longer. And for here too, but whatever. It's fine, Dollar took out that high and then kind of came back in. Not that great for our scenario, but it was a miniature help. I wasn't really paying attention too much, but VIX coming down as well. And then look how they turn around here in the power hour. All right, nice macro there, pushing back up, and then we're selling down. We had people like, oh, there wasn't no divergence, I can't take the trade. It's like, okay, some people didn't even take trades. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? Like I'm telling you the day before that we're gonna come down and then we're gonna buy up. Like I don't, so that's to show you, people online like saying it, to me they're just a little excuses sometimes, but whatever. I'm not trying to attack anybody or anything, but you had a higher low here with S&P to this low, and then Nas took that out. Obviously, Dow took that out, and then you had a little between 935 and the 940. You had a higher low with Nas, which was perfect for us, and then they had lower lows here, which sucked for them. So that took that high, right? Yeah. So you had another divergence here from Nas. I'm sorry. Right, higher high here, lower highs. Initially, well, fuck Dow real quick, but there you go. Nice retrace. Okay, move forward, bro. Okay, so then I feel like I'm missing something. It was the 4 hour. I wanted to mention something. So again, I trade the 4 hour. So obviously 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock expanded. So I'm expecting that expansion when 10 o'clock came. This is the other reason why I was also taking those trades, is because when 10 o'clock came, 10 o'clock was here. Yeah, right here. This guy right here. So it opens up, came down, came up, came down, and it's speakering out. What am I doing? I'm allowing this. This is this candle right here. This one here, up here, 10 o'clock, 4-hour candle. It's the open here. I know that, and everything below it is a wick. I'm allowing the wick to kind of come back into the body, and then it then hits this 50%. That's the low of that candle. And then where am I doing? I'm expanding, right? So I'm expanding up, and I get into these areas. And the reason why I was upset with myself is because I knew that this candle was going to expand way more than what I had here. And I should have held it longer, and I should have took this trade to expand with that candle, but I just left it alone. So I hope that makes sense for you, right? All right, so we have an imbalance there, and I expected that to also stay empty because it's showing strength. Also, I'm going to miss something. This 1 hour, there's an inversion here. See this right here? There's two gaps. There's a gap here and a gap here. That's a suspension block, but it gets inversed. So if I draw that, you'll see that this whole price action is sitting inside there. Just fire. And then if you look at the 1 hour, you'll see that every single 1 hour, it just, you allow it to retrace. I'm allowing that candle to retrace back into an imbalance or to some measure of bodies of the previous candle and then come up and close. The next one comes down, wicks, opens up and closes. The next one, wicks, hits the 25%, opens up and closes. Right? So I'm beautiful, just like this shit here. And that's why I was a little upset about myself. But I was just super content. Again, if I didn't take this, sounds like I'm talking to myself, right? If I didn't take this beautiful buy here and all that and get all this, I would have been more, getting into it. But I was just fucking done. So now I made a video long. Stupid, dude. So, God. Sideways here. Pops up more. Breakout level. And I mean, now I said seasonality. If we're looking at this, how are they going to do this, right? And the seasonality shows that we're buying. It's probably buying now, but shows that we're going to get here by the 6th, 7th, technically. And today's already the 5th. Remember that. So it's like, how are we gonna get up here that fast? Well, shit, we already. You never know. I mean, we already got halfway back up here in one day. So, and it's like, to be honest with you, makes me just want to retire doing videos. It's like, fuck the rest of the year. It's like, dude, this is just an amazing week already. If you understood. Oh, I'm gonna miss something else too. This daily, you're like, why is that there? All right, that daily right there is because, remember, on Monday, it looked like the bodies were telling the story where they were, outside of it, and it was going to go up, but then we came underneath it. I think I said this yesterday, right? So I'm going to delete this because I don't want it on the chart anymore. And I know this is messy for new people. You're probably like, dude, looks crazy, right? And if you kept it really simple, and if I was just a swing trader, which I'll probably end up being one in the long run, this is a push up. This is a retrace back. All right. And then we're looking for an expansion. And there is your reversal here. Remember I talked about expansion with expansion. See that right there? And then it comes up and it retraces. Go watch yesterday's video. I said it would look like this, something like this, or something like this. Look at it. Look at it. You can't make that up. You can't. So, obviously we want to continue up here. So, depending on what it does, look at the body right now sitting on top of that gap with the first balance of yesterday AM session. I mean, to be honest with you, it's unoverbought though, so we might get drives up, but I'd like for it to just go straight up. I mean, nothing else I could say, unless it wants to come back into here. All right, if it wants to come dip into here, like Asia London, and then so Wednesday being the low of the week is what we're looking at. I mentioned that maybe also probably. So let me delete this because this is too much shit, and don't get lost with this quad here. Does it want to come back to this 25% and then buy back up? Right now we're in a discount. So what's the point of this conversation? This is a discount. You're in a discount. So people are like freaking out. They don't know what to do. I'm like, dude, you're in a discount. You're buying this. And that's why I bought it in Asia, because I knew they would do that dumb shit. Well, because the way they were pushing down hard. I was like, oh, okay, right to where we talked about. So we're in a this would be a discount here, and then underneath this is 50% considered to this range. We want to step up. You're technically in a discount now, right? It's underneath the 50, so anything below it is a discount. So you're not lost in this, right? Too much shit on the chart. What am I doing? 40 minutes again. Fuck. It's just too good not to. So wherever it stops here, and I want to see it pushing back up for this. Next target is at 75. Obviously these equal highs, but that 75 level. The 6th and the 7th, and we'll see if they do it. Let me look at the seasonal data. Shows pushing up around till the could be up until the 8th, 9th. Let me take a look one more time. What's something else? Hold on. Yeah, it's like the 8th, yeah. So this if go back to the month here, you can see I talked about it wiping out that body of October, right? So now this is, if you just looked at that whole body, 50% is right there alone, right? So anything underneath that is also considered a discount, right? So you expect this to probably push back up and then be a bullish week. To be honest with you, I'm not interested in the rest of the week. And I was going to say, just hold it, bro. Just hold it. You know it's coming up, right? And I said, nope, I'm going to take profit and get back in. See? I know how to do that. There's no rules that say you can't do that, right? And then Nvidia came down. We talked about that yesterday, and breakout area, and then it popped up. And then this was not helping our trade, obviously, but that's why I was actually pretty much done with the day. And then look how it came back down. So that should, oh no, we got a gap here, and this is kind of, I don't know. We're at an equilibrium in a way. So, but just following the data, we should be pushing up still. So I'm going to tread lightly now, because I think this is the buy, to be honest with you, where it is now. I think that is. You guys take care. God bless.